Just realized I was on the wrong screen. Hello? Hello? Why? Why? No, stop. Why? Why? Well, hello. How's it going? Good morning. Thank you for joining for such an early stream, for making me bawl during such an early stream, Chip. I really appreciate it so much. Thank you so because you deserve to be flashbanged. You know what? I'm gonna make this so that every time you do it, it's gonna flashbang you guys. I'm gonna do that. I have so many things I want to do for this stream that I haven't been able to catch up with. This week was really busy. I'm so sorry I couldn't stream this week. I was gonna put out a stream schedule and then I got hit with so much work and I was just like, okay, this week I just need to like focus on work so that next week I can have more time. No, you must be flashbang. You don't get a choice. Clavis, hello. Lazar, hello. K4, hello. Juan, hello. Chip, hello. Clavis, hello. How is it going? FUCK, hello. Good morning. And on the YouTube side, Minata, hello. Ratsola, hello. It's cold. Oh my god, dude, it's so cold here too. I get it. Tokyo is really cold right now still. It's warming up a lot, but it's still really cold, especially in the morning. Boogie, hello. Lawrence, hello. Tado, hello. Hello on YouTube. Glibbered, hello. How are you guys doing? Blah, 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 blah. I can't talk. Hold on. I need to drink water. I just had bread, so my mouth is feeling bleh. Hold on. Hacker Oven, hello. How are you? How's it going? Oh, Tado, welcome to membership. Thank you so much. Congrats on your 2nd month. Welcome. Thank you so much. Hello. Imagine, how are you? Give me one second. My camera's looking down. I don't know why that's doing that. You just fell while throwing out the... That's awful. Are you okay? I hope you're okay. You sound so happy. I felt earlier while throwing out the trash. That's crazy. I don't know how you guys live in this. I don't think I can live in a place. Actually, I got a question about that, and we'll get to that question. There was a question asking me where else I would live in that's cold other than Japan, and I was like, I don't know. I can't live anywhere else. We'll see. Okay, let's jump through questions. I promised that we do a continuation, and I still have a lot of questions I got, and I want to try to talk as much as I can about them. If we by chance don't get through all of them, we'll do another one last stream. No, wait, your brother made chocolate for his girlfriend and she doesn't like dark chocolate. Oh no. Both. The answer to that, Lawrence, is both. I'm doing well. Like I said, this week's been busy and I'm sad I didn't get to stream this week, but hopefully next week will be a little bit okay. I got more work like today's Saturday, but some of my coworkers are in different time zones and I woke up this morning and I have more work. And I'm like, okay, I'm gonna look at it on Tuesday. Monday's a holiday. So I'll at least stream on Monday this week to make up for it. Yeah. Hello, Supersonic, konnichiwa. Ohayou gozaimasu. A little bit of bruised back, but I'm okay. Oh, I'm glad your butt is thick enough for cushion. Listen, that's what the butt fat is for. To protect your tailbone, right? No? Okay, I'm making that up. Someone's a doctor and be like, that's not right, Roro. I'm sorry. But let's go ahead and jump into questions. Like I said, I want to get through hopefully all of them, but I also don't want to rush it. So if we don't finish, again, I'll do one last stream maybe next week. Maybe in the middle of the week, not on Saturday. Maybe in the middle of the week to finish it up. But yeah, Chushimaru, hello. Welcome. Okay, let's go ahead and jump in. Dandan konnichiwa. Ohayou gozaimasu. Dandan, hello. Konroro. How's it going? Okay, wait. Why does my camera keep doing this? One second. Is that better? Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's jump into questions. Some of them are fun, silly questions. Some of them are a little more serious, so we'll jump in. This was from last week. I know you guys were trying to steal my choco, and I thwarted your plans, obviously. Okay, this is not really a Valentine's Day question, but what's your advice for someone who keeps falling in love just to get led on and disillusioned? That's a really tough question. I saw this, I was like, damn, this is a tough starting question. I don't know exactly what to say on this one. It's tough, because like, I guess it depends on why you keep, what makes you, like, what do you feel is leading you on, and then panning out? What is making you disillusioned? I think being led on, I think that's a really tough one. And for me, I struggle with that. And the only thing that I found that works for it is to just say it straight and ask. I know it's kind of embarrassing and it's kind of difficult, but I just ask like, hey, like what's happening here? Like, are we like, are we on the same page, or are we like, is this just not really like that? Like, what kind of relationship is this? If it's with someone that's like that, I feel like asking is a little bit easier. But that's what I've done. And then for certain people, when I know that maybe they have those kinds of intentions, but I don't feel like they're as, I don't want to say it this way, but trustworthy maybe a little bit, I try to keep a distance. And I try to keep, and I sometimes will say it straight, like, for example, when I was dating, right, and I knew this other person was kind of like getting a little close, I'd like bring up my boyfriend a little bit more without saying it to them. I just put it in context and be like, oh yeah, like last week I did this place, like my boyfriend and I did blah, 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 blah. And that would kind of try to be my way of giving them the hint that I'm not interested, and that I'm already in like a relationship or something. And that's something I've done to like help keep a distance when the other person, and without being not the right way, because you know, maybe that person's intentions are not like that, and I don't want to assume their intentions, but I find it helpful like once in a while, I just, you know, slip in that I have a partner or something like that. And that's how I used to get out of certain awkward conversations with people that I feel like are a little bit untrustworthy. My mic dropped, my mic cut out, you couldn't hear me? Is it okay? Yeah, is that okay? Asking, I could never. I know, Tado, I know it's hard, but I feel like the best way to avoid being led on is like, other than like, if you don't know if you yourself, oh, okay, good. Okay, please let me know if it cut out. Yeah, please let me know if it cuts out again. But yeah. It's like one of those episodes of those like YouTube channels that do like, I dated, like they're dating 30 people with their cell phones, or like with their iPhones or something, and you go through their phone or something. I'm not that cool. I haven't dated a lot. It is really awkward if you're in the same friend group. You're so right, JL. Yeah, super, super awkward if you're in the same friend. Hello, Gentle. How are you? It is Roro time. Yeah. But being led on, being disillusioned is a really tough one, and I think being led on, you can only kind of protect yourself, but being disillusioned is something that just happens to you, right? Like, you can't really do anything about that. Yeah, it's okay. I didn't date anybody until a little bit later in my life. I didn't date in parents, so I didn't date in high school. Hello, Magic. Congrats on 40. Oh my gosh, bro, 4 years. You've been stuck with me, as usual. Hey, Ro, just wanted to say hello before I go to bed. It cut off again. Okay, you know what? 1 second. Let me. I think maybe my mic. Let me reconnect it. 1 second. Okay. Is this better? Is this better? Hopefully this way it won't disconnect. Yeah, I don't know why that's doing that. There shouldn't be. Let me see. Is there some? There we go. Hopefully there should be nothing interfering now. I cut it. I pulled out I just reconnected my mic cable, and just in case it's gotten loose, or maybe I think my interface has gotten too old. It's like 5 years, 6 years old, so maybe I need to get a new one. But yeah, I was just gonna say that being disillusioned is something that kind of happens to you, so there's not really much choice, unfortunately. It's not, like, what do you call it? Like, it's not your... Like, I hope it doesn't, like, completely turn you off from love. You know, it's not me. It's not me. I think it might be OBS is lagging or something. Hold on, I think it's my PC. I think I need to update a driver or something. I don't think it's my mic. Yeah, okay, thanks for letting me know. Then I'll try to update my driver today after stream. I think that's what's happening. Okay, that's good to know. Yeah. No, I think I had my computer, like, didn't crash yesterday, but it, like, the audio cut out yesterday when I was playing a little bit in the evening too, when I was playing on Apex, so I think it might be like yeah, I think it just I think it might actually just be a my drivers are outdated or something. So I'll try to update my sound driver. Yeah. I broke it already. What do you mean? I just got here. But yeah, so that's kind of my advice on it. Potato bean. No, my PC is really good. My PC is super, super good. I built it this year, bro. It's really good. I think I just need to update some drivers, so I'll do that after stream today.
Thank you.
Yeah, Rusted Monku, hello. Thank you so much for the follow. Welcome. Takio, how are you? Welcome. Welcome, welcome. Okay, so next one. So I hope that kind of answers your question a little bit. I know it's not ideal, but for me personally, I think it really is a matter of... Yes. Okay, this next question is a little bit longer, so I'll read it out. How do you know if the person you are seeing is someone you would want to date, as in a relationship? TLDR on my side, I got with a girl, but don't really know if I feel anything on the romantical side. Attraction, yes, but feelings, I'm not sure. I've had the feelings of a crush in the past, but this time I'm not seeing it. I'm up to trying it out to maybe see if later on something sparks, but currently I'm feeling really unsure on the romantic side, as in, I'm not feeling confident if something will spark. Am I just worried now about something that could probably happen in the future, or should I trust this gut feeling that maybe I shouldn't get too invested? Yeah, that's a really interesting question. I think I don't know if I've ever in my life felt a spark with somebody, but I guess I've never looked for it. Like I don't know if I care about it. I don't think I've cared about the spark, so I think this is a little bit harder for me to answer. So let's take it piece by piece. So you're with someone and you're attracted to them, but you don't know if you have feelings. For this one, I sometimes think that some things need time. I think it needs a little bit of time, right? Like things don't happen overnight. I don't think you need to feel like you have to you're attracted to them and you have to immediately like them. Sometimes I've found that there are even people I've talked about how the people I've dated have usually been people that are my friends before we dated. And just now, I heard it too. I think it's my PC, guys, sorry. Anyway, so I was gonna say that I think for me personally, I found that in the beginning, I might not necessarily be attracted to someone. I think that they're cool or they're a nice person or whatever. But as time goes by, I learn more about them, or we find that we have more in common, and I come to really, appreciate them as a friend, and I come to really enjoy their company, and eventually it turns into something a little bit different, or maybe we pursue it as a relationship, right? So it doesn't have to be that you like someone from the moment you meet them. I don't think I've ever really felt that. Like I found people good looking, right? Of course, like I'm walking down the street and I see good looking people every single day and I'm like, damn, must be nice, But like, I have never looked at someone and been like, oh yeah, that person's hot, I want to date them. Like I've never personally felt like that. That's just me, that's not everyone. Everybody's a little bit different. But for me, I think personality, I'm not saying looks don't matter for me. I think looks matter for a lot of people, whether it's very subtle or very clear guidelines on how someone should look, right? For me, it's like, I'm not really particular on how people should look, but for me, that's not enough to want to date them, if that makes sense, right? So yeah, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't have a little bit of a shallow part of me too, right? Like a little bit like, oh, I'm attracted to this kind of person or that kind of person. But in the end, your looks are gonna fade and all that's gonna be left is their personality. And if their personality is trash, you're left with trash, you know? So I think for me personally, I actually find it makes more sense to have a little bit of time with the person before I think about dating them in a relationship. So for me, I would need time. So the initial attraction isn't unimportant, but the time is really important to me. So like you said, you had a crush, but you don't really know. I think it's okay to try a little bit. It doesn't mean you have to try for 5 years, right? You know yourself best, so give it maybe a little bit of time. And then if you still feel like, no, this person's really not my person, then you don't have to, you don't have to pursue that. And I know you asked about being invested, but I think going into it not as investing in a little bit in a friendship. And if the friendship pans out, great. And if the friendship doesn't pan out, that's okay. But if you don't invest a little bit into it, it's never gonna pan out, is how I feel, right? Like if you don't invest a little time into your friendship, the friendship is never gonna go anywhere, I feel. So that's something to keep in mind, right? That you do need to put a little bit of time into it no matter what. Yeah, I'm sorry about the mic, guys. I don't know why that's happening. I think I really just need to update my driver. Hold on, let me see. Can I update it right now? Let me see if I can update it while we're chatting. Since this isn't a graphics driver, hopefully it won't make me reinstall. I think this is the right driver. Give me just a second. FUC, thank you so much for subscribing for 3 months. Thank you. Wait, hold on. I know I got membership stuff. 1 second. Hold on, let me read it. I'm so sorry. I'm like a little bit behind. Squishka, thank you so much for subscribing. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I hope you're doing well. I'm sorry. I think I was talking while I saw your name go by, and I should have said something sooner. So sorry about that. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Thank you. And FUCK, thank you for subscribing as well. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. You guys are what helped me keep my channel running. Keep my channel running. Okay, let me see. I'm just gonna set up install. Let's see if I can reinstall the driver. I think it's a driver issue. Oh, huh. Oh, well, okay, I'll try after stream. I don't think it's not letting me update right now. Yeah, I think I need to not be using it. Okay. So let me think. So that's what I would say for this question, is that, you know, you can avoid getting invested, but if you avoid like getting invested, I think you're never gonna get to see where it goes. So I think it's okay to put a little bit of time into it, and then maybe at some point you feel, okay, you know, this person isn't the right person for me, or I'm happy with just a friendship, and you can kind of figure out what to do then. Yeah. Okay, next question. I know, sorry guys, I'm running through this a little bit faster. I got a lot of questions, and I was like, how do I go through all this? So I want to make sure I give a little bit of time to each question, but I also can't give too much time. But like I said, I'm not going to rush through everything. If we don't get through it, we don't get through it. Okay. How do I say no to a girl who confessed to me? You just tell her no. You just say it straight. I think you can be really polite and say, thank you for, you know, being courageous enough to share your feelings with me, but unfortunately I'm just not really, you know, interested at this time, or something like that. I know that sounds really like boilerplate, like something you'd get from a university that's rejecting you. I know how that feels. But I think it's important to like be honest. Like don't like avoid the conversation. Even if it's just saying I'm sorry, I can't. Like just say that. Like that's okay. It's okay. You don't have to give an explanation. You don't have to like justify it. Like it's nice if you can, right? If you can tell them like, hey, you know, I'm sorry, my feelings aren't there. I'm dating someone else, or I'm like interested in someone else. It's okay to do that. But like you also don't have to. You're not obligated to. I think like justify, just of course I try to make it clear that it's not anything about them specifically. It's just I'm not interested, right? So I think it's okay to just be honest. Don't beat around the bush. Don't like kind of give them a yesn't. Don't do that. Don't give them false hope. Don't lead them on. That's too much. That's stressful for you and it's stressful for them. Like just don't give false hope is how I feel. Like just say it straight. And they're hopefully they're an adult, right? Guys, they're an adult, so they will be able to handle their feelings. So I think it'll be okay. Yeah. So that's what I would say on that one. Yeah. Gistan, hello, how are you? Okay. Next one. I used to get told, mess around with people, but to me it was weird because I want a forever type of thing, not fooling around because that just isn't me. What do you think of people that push the idea of fooling around and such? You know, this was a really interesting one. Oh yeah, Haste, welcome. It took me a while to realize you don't really owe anyone a reason. Exactly, you don't. I mean, if there's someone you care about and you know that they might maybe take it personally, or they might feel like, oh my gosh, they hate me, or they don't want to be friends with me, I think it's okay to just mention, right? If you want, like for me, it's a friendship kind of thing. Like this is my friend and they're like, let's say, courageous enough to like confess or something, then with them I say something, right? Like I say like, hey, like it's not like, please don't misunderstand, like I value our friendship so much, I just am not interested, or I'm dating someone else, or like, you know, so I try to soften it a little because I care about them, right? But you know, obviously not like in a dating capacity, right? So in those situations I do, but with people who I don't know or something, I don't like beat around the bush, or like someone who's like maybe I'm not as close with. Like I remember one time when I was in high school, I got asked out in the library. I was just standing there looking for a book, and this guy came over and was like, hey, my friend's interested in you. Like, do you want to come hang out with us? And I was like, no, thanks. Yeah. That was ages ago. Yeah. Yeah, just don't I don't think it makes sense to like beat around the bush. Yeah, so that's what I would say. So I think, okay, so wait, sorry, this question, right? So, you know what? I've been told this before too. I remember one time I was in high school and I'd never dated, right? I was in high school and I was in orchestra, so I was second chair in orchestra, and my senpai, he was a year and a half older than me, I think, like a year above me. He was in first chair and he was dating one of my other senpais, one of my other classmates that I knew. And I remember we just got on the topic of chatting because we sit near each other, so we talk often and we have some downtime when we're waiting. And we were chatting, and I remember I just asked, like, what's the point of dating? Like, what's the point of having a girlfriend or boyfriend? Because I was just, like, not really interested. I was just never really into that. And, of course, like, sometimes I wanted romance in my life, too. But, like, I was just like, I don't know. It doesn't seem, like, really that fun because I see my friends have, like, struggles with their boyfriends and girlfriends. And he was like, oh, well, you learn so much about yourself. And first he laughed at me. And then he was like, oh, you learned so much about yourself with dating. And I do understand that a little bit. I understand that we can grow when we date people, when you learn to be with someone who's not family, right? Like the person you date, other than a really close friend, is probably the closest person you're gonna get to like family until you like become family, right? And I think you do grow a lot, but at the same time, I get what you're saying, because I was also the kind of person that wasn't interested in dating to fool around. Like for me, it was always like, if I'm gonna date someone, I wanna think that I could potentially get married to this person. Not that you have to get married, right? Not that everybody needs to get married. I don't believe in all of that. Like personally, like it's up to you and what your values or your kind of beliefs or your background or whatever you want to do with a relationship. Like I know people who have, like there's, some countries where like getting married is not as common, right? But for me, being someone that knew that like I want to get married at some point, if I was to be with someone, I want to be married to them, if that makes sense, right? Like I think I mentioned this last stream, but like I'm also okay just never getting married, like personally, like I'm totally fine with that. I'm really happy on my own. I'm happy with myself and my own company. But I always said that if I was dating someone, I wouldn't want to be dating them for 10 years. Like at some point I would want to get married. Like that's me personally. So with that in mind, like it didn't make sense to me to like fool around, because like two things. One, because of my kind of long-term kind of goal of I just, I didn't want to stay in a relationship and then not get married, if that makes sense. That was one thing. And the second thing is that I just didn't have energy for fooling around. And I'm the kind of person that can get really attached. Like I really care about the person I'm dating and I become really attached to them, that the concept of fooling around doesn't really make sense for me, It doesn't make sense for me. I think when you're in high school or you're early in your early college or something, and you just don't really, those relationships don't always really last very long. And so if you go into them saying like, hey, I could end up with this person, but not feel like you have to end up with them for the rest of your life, I can understand dating just to learn about yourself and have that companionship, I guess. But for me, that just wasn't really a thing. I'm not the kind of person that dates like that. Like if I'm dating someone, it's very much like I really care about this person, and maybe not right now and maybe not immediately, and maybe they end up not being the right person for me, but I could see potentially getting, like if the one that I never used to understand was I had a friend who would like be like, oh yeah, I would never marry this guy, but we're dating. And I was just like, wait, what do you... Why? Like that was harder for me to understand, and I still find it a little bit hard to understand. And I think I find it a little bit harder to understand because I'm happy in my own company, but some people are happier with other people, and that was just different for me. So yeah, so to answer this question, I think that they can do what they want to do. I think you should do what you want to do. And I think it's also okay to tell the person you're dating. Like when I would date, I would say, hey, like I'm not necessarily like looking to get married immediately, or like I already know I want to marry you or anything like that. But if at any point in this relationship you come to the conclusion like I'm definitely not going to marry Roro, like I'm definitely not going to marry this person, I would prefer you let me know, and I would want to end it, right? Like that for me is just enough. I don't need to like waste my time anymore. That's how I went about with dating personally, is that if I saw someone and I was like I could never get married to that person, like they were completely like out of someone I would not like. They were just someone I wouldn't date at that point. Does that make sense? So that's my take. That's how I view relationships. I'm not saying that that's the right way. That's just how I personally viewed it because of my personality, right? Because I like being on my own, and two, because I get really attached. So I can't do this kind of like, we're fooling around, we're not gonna like stay together, we're gonna break up one day. Like it would kill me inside. So that's not gonna work for me. So that's how I viewed it. Yeah, some people are good boyfriend, girlfriend material, but not husband, wife material though. Yeah, but if they're good boyfriend, girlfriend material, but not husband, wife material, I don't think they're good boyfriend, girlfriend material anymore for me, right? Like, I think that that's the difference. So it's different for different people, right? But like, for me, if they're not husband, wife material, they're just automatically not girlfriend, boyfriend material. They might be one night stand material, right? Like, that's different. Like, that to me isn't girlfriend, boyfriend material, right? Like, I know one of my friends is really like, just enjoys herself, and she's like, oh yeah, like this person is great for this, but not, like I would never date them. And I'm like, okay, I see. I went through relationships and like partnerships very differently. So that's just different for me. So that's what's different for me personally. Yeah, but I've heard that before. Yeah, for me, if they're not good husband-wife material, they're already automatically not good boyfriend-girlfriend material for me, right? They might be good friend material. It depends. Yeah, so that's how I've always seen it. Again, not judging. This is just how I saw it. So that's why for me, when I used to get this advice, I struggled a bit. Yeah, whereas I have friends who are very much along the lines of this advice, and I think it worked out fine for them. They're really happy, and I do agree, like with what my senpai said, right? You learn a lot about yourself in the scope of dating, right? While you date people, you end up getting close. You learn so much about yourself. And I definitely didn't experience that as much because I didn't really date. So I know that I grew differently, like if that makes sense. Like I experienced life a little differently. Yeah, so that's my take on this. So what I wanted to say for this is basically that if that's what you want to do, you should do that. You can totally do that. I definitely would tell my partner personally, because again, people have different reasons for why they date. But for me, I didn't really date to fool around. I always dated with the idea that I really like this person, and we're gonna get to know each other, and maybe one day we might get married, potentially. And so I used to say that to them straight. Like I would say like, hey, like I date with a little bit more like seriousness for me. That's what dating is to me. So if this is not really how you like to date, or if this is not something that's kind of in your timeline, then it doesn't make sense for us to date. So that's how I used to go about it. Yeah, does the benevolent chocolate leader sing? I do sing, but not right now. Yeah, someday soon, someday at some point in the future when I can figure out how to sing in this house. Yeah, someday. Okay, next question. If you could live in any other country aside from Japan, which country would it be? That's a really good question. Maybe somewhere in Europe. Or maybe Korea. I would love to live in South Korea. I live in Japan though, so I guess it's not too far. I can at least visit South Korea, which is nice. But I would probably live in South Korea if it's not Japan. But if it's not South Korea, maybe somewhere in Europe. If I was rich, I would live in Switzerland. But I'm not, so not Switzerland. I really want to visit Switzerland. I love like scenery. I love outdoors and like peaceful places. Yeah. But I do think I'd like to live in a bit of a city. So maybe London at that point. I don't know. I've lived in Germany. Germany was nice, but not really. I don't really speak German, so I would need to learn the language. But so I sometimes think maybe London. But yeah, I do. I really like Germany. Maybe Munich, honestly. Munich was nice. Yeah. No, I like Germany a lot, actually. I really like Germany. Maybe Munich is where I was just thinking about like the language barrier. I was like, wait a second. I find European languages really difficult. Like, I don't find Asian languages as hard. European languages are a very short time, only for like a few months. And I was trying to learn the language at the time. It was just really hard to learn because I was also working. I was really busy. But I was trying to learn like basic German because I'm very strongly of the opinion if you live somewhere, you need to know the language. But for me, Asian languages are easier. So I feel like if I had to move to Korea, I could learn Korean faster, especially because I speak Japanese. But I don't know if I can learn German as fast. I still can't pronounce German properly. I can still only say eine Schokolade bitte. That's all I can say. I can say tschüss, oui bitte, dankeschön, danke. Je m'appelle Roro. No, that's French. So yeah, I think for me, I really liked Germany. I loved Munich, but I don't know if I could live. Eine many Schokolade bitte. How do you say many? How do you say lots and lots of How do I say lots and lots of chocolate? Someone teach me now. I got to know. No. I get all the European language confused in my head. Via Schokolade bitte. Yeah. I love Germany. Germany was really beautiful. I really liked it. Yeah. Many Schokolade bitte. Many Schokolade bitte. I need to go call Laffy and be like, hey, can you teach me how to... I haven't gotten the guts to message her. I really look up to Laffy. I need to message her and be like, hi, can you teach me German? Yeah, I know... All I know is eine Schokolade. What is it? Hesse Schokolade, right? Hesse Schokolade. Many Hesse Schokolade bitte. Yeah. I loved Germany. Germany was really nice. I was closer to Frankfurt. I was in a different area, but I would want to move to Munich if I lived in Germany. Yeah, I was sorry. I was just hesitating because I was like, oh damn, the language barrier was pretty tough for me. So I feel like easiest would be Korea, just because I can probably. I would love to live in Munich. Yeah, Munich was really nice. Other than Munich, I think maybe London, because there's no language barrier, so it would be easy for me to kind of get started really fast. But yeah, honestly, Munich. I'm trying to think, where else in Europe? I guess I haven't really traveled much in Europe, so I'm not familiar with a lot of cities outside of Italy. And Italy was nice, but I don't know if I would be able to live in Italy, because I know they get a lot of tourism, and that feels really stressful to me. Like, I don't want to live in another tourist area. Yeah, I think Germany, honestly. Maybe one of, like, what is it? Yeah, I think London, Scotland, those kinds of areas, or maybe like Finland, Finland, somewhere that's more peaceful, if that makes sense. I don't want to live in like a tourist hub. I know Munich gets tourism, but I don't think they're as much a tourist hub as like a lot of other places. So I think I would like to go. I feel like Berlin is probably more of a tourist hub, right? Yeah, I want to stay in South Germany though. After visiting, I feel like I'm more fit for Southern Germany. Yeah, exactly. Because Munich is not as popular, I feel like I would want to live in Munich. I really liked Munich. It was like the perfect size city. I loved it. Yeah. So I was trying to think. I was like, oh, where would I be? But I don't know. All the other, like France, I don't know French. I would want to learn French, but I've heard France can be tough unless you're... I think France, I would want to be in the Inaka, like not in Paris. Paris, I've always heard like people can be kind of intense, and I'm not good with intense people. I lived in New York. I struggled with New York. New York, people are kind of mean, man. I say this as an American. New Yorker, people are mean. I am thin-skinned when it comes to strangers being mean. Yeah, Ireland. Yeah, I would love to. Ireland also sounds awesome too. I know there's a lot of companies in Ireland too, so I feel like I'd be able to find work more easily. Yeah, anywhere. For me, like, I guess my first thought is, can I learn the language? Because to me, if I live somewhere, it's really important to me that I learn the local language. Like, that's a very strong opinion I hold, is that if you live somewhere, you have to be respectful and learn the local language. And knowing that I struggle with European languages, because I suck at European languages, I was like, okay, where would I be able to handle it? Munich, I would want to learn German, of course, but I would need time. German's hard, though. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I would fit in Spain, maybe. I feel like Spain I could handle if I lived, but I don't know if I want to live in Spain or not. I've never been to Spain, so I don't know what Spain is like. I can only speak for countries I've been to or like have learned a lot about. Yeah. But other than those countries, I think sometimes I sometimes wanted to live in like Thailand. Yeah, I always wanted to visit Thailand, and sometimes I think I'd like to live in Thailand. I'm not sure. Yeah, I sometimes think maybe Thailand. Maybe if I could learn Thai fast enough. Yeah. I have a lot of countries that I want to visit. I don't like to like say I want to live somewhere until I visit there, you know, because I've visited London. I haven't visited Ireland, but I have a lot of friends from Ireland, so I know more about Ireland. Yeah, maybe. I think for me, London is the easiest to say because I've been there and I know I can speak the language. I really want to. I sometimes think if I didn't live in Japan or like Korea, for example, I would probably live in Thailand. I feel like I would live in like Southeast Asia probably. Yeah. I feel like on a personal level, without going too deep into that, I feel like I fit in Southeast Asia a little bit more, maybe, or like, yeah, depends where. Finland sounds really nice though. Vietnam. I've never been to Vietnam, you know. I don't know much about Vietnam either. Yeah. I want to visit Vietnam and Philippines. I haven't been to either. I know a lot about Thailand because I have a couple of really close friends who grew up in Thailand. So I know a lot about Thailand. My best friend is Filipino American, but she didn't grow up in the Philippines. So I don't know as much about the Philippines. Yeah, I'm open to it. I think I would probably stay in Asia though, personally, just because I'm more used to it. You have to go to the beaches. I know the Philippines have like a crazy number of islands, right? I want to go to the Philippines. I want to go to Thailand. I like architecture, so I've always wanted to go to Thailand because I wanted to go see like the old temple architecture. Yeah. But I know it gets really hot in Southeast Asia, so I was like, Yeah, I lived in Singapore for a tiny bit as a kid. Just for like a year. My parents were there for work, so. Yeah, isn't Philippines like has the most islands of any country in the world? Yeah. But yeah, so that's a good question. So I don't really have a set country. I was just trying to think of the ones I've been to. Of the ones I've been to, probably London, and then in Germany would probably be Munich. Other than those two, I sometimes hear like, you know, Finland, like quieter places I sometimes think about. Maybe Amsterdam, but I think Amsterdam's getting really touristy, which is why I don't know if that would be like where I would want to go. I've never been to those, but I know a lot about them because they were close to Germany. But other than that, I think probably Southeast Asia, maybe. Other than maybe Korea, Southeast Asia. I'm also thinking about my job, guys. I was like, oh, if I live in these other countries, I feel like I could probably work in Thailand because a lot of the companies, like the field I work for, they tend to have a lot of offices in Thailand, but they don't really have offices in the Philippines or Vietnam. Yeah. Yeah. Munich, London, Philippines, Ireland, Scotland, Korea, etc. Taking notes. I'm open. I feel if it's a place where I feel like I want to learn the language, that's really important to me. And I want to feel like I can be a good part of the community. That's kind of important to me. That's one of the challenges of Japan, actually, is being a foreigner in Japan sometimes can be really tough. And I say this as someone who isn't, who is a minority in America. Yeah. Okay, what's your go-to order, McDonald's and Burger King? I always get fries. Set menu. It depends on what they have. I go to Moss Burger. I don't really go to McDonald's or Burger King, to be honest. In Japan, I always go to Mosubaga. Mosubaga oishii yo. Osusume. Yeah. Okay. But that, and you know, if the McDonald's ice cream machine is working, you know, interestingly enough, in Japan, the ice cream machines work. So I usually get ice cream. Right now, they're doing a really cool ice cream collab at McDonald's with Kinoko no Yama, Takenoko no Yama, which is this candy chocolate brand. And they're doing like a collab with them right now. So yeah. Okay. What are some of Roro's pet peeves? Oh gosh. So this one and the next one are kind of the same. What are your standards for dating? We know you don't want someone who smokes, does deals with Walter White. Who's Walter White? Doesn't like gamers? What? I love gamers. What do you mean? Okay. So I'll answer these two together. So I am a really difficult person to date. And we've already talked about this. You know, nobody who watches the stream has a chance. Like I don't date online. I don't do that. You know, I'm no. For all intents and purposes, I'm taken. I am dating already. Don't. This is not a relationship. Okay. All of that aside, meow 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 meow. Well, you know what? I've never seen Breaking Bad. I'm a dumb fairy who's never seen. I've never seen Breaking Bad. I have never seen. I have to. I know. People reference Breaking Bad. Listen. I finally watched all of Friends, and now I finally get all the Friends references. Now you're asking me to watch Breaking Bad so I can get the Breaking Bad references. I know. That show's been amazing. I heard the ending was meh, but I know. I need to catch up. I need to watch Breaking Bad. Okay. So my pet peeves. I am, like I said, I'm a difficult person to date. I'm a difficult person to live with. I am picky, and you need to be someone who has infinite patience. I am sorry. You have to have infinite patience to deal with me. So not washing your hands, yeah, I will go off I'll be like, what's wrong with you? You nasty. Did the pandemonium not happen? Why you not wash your hands? What's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? So yeah, wash your hands. Slow walkers don't bother me as much unless you're in the way. People who don't pay attention to their surroundings annoy me a little, but I don't think that's really a deal breaker as much. Like when you're standing in the middle of the road, don't do that. Don't do that. Some of us have to get to work. I used to work right in Times Square, like right next to Times Square. Like my building was like a road off of Times Square. And oh my gosh, getting to work, because I used to walk from like the station, was a pain because like so many people would be like, it's not that they're tourists, the tourists aren't the problem, but it's that they'll like stop suddenly, or they'll stand in one spot, or they won't like pay attention to the fact that this is not a tourist destination for everybody else. Like some other people are probably walking through here trying to get to work. So that was really tough. And sometimes I would go through different roads so that I would avoid like the Times Square hub, as an example. So that is more like just being considerate of the people around you. You don't have to be like a local. I don't think that's really a fair ask because you're not a local, you're a tourist. It's okay to be a tourist and to stop and take pictures. Just before you stop, like think, okay, am I stopping right in the middle of the road and there's someone behind me and they're gonna run into me? Or, am I gonna step it to the side a little bit to take pictures? Like just being a little bit thoughtful. I feel the same way here in Japan. It's okay to be a tourist. I don't know if I'm allowed to say this. Hold on, let me think about this. Am I going to go on this side rant? Am I going to say this? Okay, I think people are too hard on tourists sometimes. We've all been tourists and we might try to learn about the country we're visiting, and we should, right? Try to learn about the country we're visiting, but you're not going to be perfect. You're not going to blend in. You're not going to be like a local, and that's okay. You're not a local. So I think, you should be as respectful as you can, but it's also okay to make mistakes, and I don't think it's fair how hard people are on tourists. So no, I don't hate slow walkers. I think it's more, I dislike it when people are not considerate of people around them. That's all. Okay, coughing without covering your mouth, yes. I've had to teach people that. That's like not as common in around me. And I say this even with my own family. I had to teach my dad, be like, Dad, don't just cough, like cover your cough. Not with your hands, with your elbow, with your inner elbow. Don't cover your cough with your hands. You go, go ahead, and then you go, all your coffee germs all over your palms, and then you go touch the door that I touch, and now I'm sick again. It's all your fault. See what I mean? It's like you have to cough in your elbow or something like that, right? So I cough in my elbow. Yeah, eating loudly doesn't bother me. I don't mind. I don't bother people with their food. I think food is really sensitive, and I've struggled with that growing up, where people were mean to me about stuff I was eating or how I was eating, and it makes it so that I actually hate eating with people sometimes. So if you're someone and I've had 2 people in my life that are close friends who've done this to me, and I will not eat with them. There's a reason I don't like going out to eat with them. Don't make me feel bad about how I eat. Let people eat how they eat. I don't say anything when people are loud when they eat and stuff. I personally don't. I think eating is sacred. I think people should be able to eat comfortably, and I know how crappy it feels to like not be able to eat freely because like the people around you are assholes. So I don't ever say anything about how someone eats. Unless if you're chewing with your mouth open, I will judge you, but I will not say anything. I will not say anything. I will not say anything because it's okay. It's okay. It's not the biggest deal. If looking at you, if you chewing with your mouth open bothers me, I will look away and I will eat my food without looking at you. Okay, it's fine. But yeah, eating, I don't ever say anything to anybody about how they're eating. That's a personal thing because I've experienced that. I was never like messy, but I had a friend who I think she was just maybe irritable because she was just struggling with some health issues, and she made me feel so bad about how I ate that I didn't want to eat with her anymore. Like I couldn't eat around her because it stressed me out to eat around her because I was like, oh, now she's gonna like be mad that I'm eating. Like I hated it. It was the worst experience ever. So no, I don't do that. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Yeah, no, I don't smoke. No, I don't do drugs. No tobacco, no weed. I don't do all that. So I personally prefer to be with people who don't do that. I've had roommates who do like, weed and stuff like that. And like, again, that's totally up to them. But in a partner, in my house, absolutely not. I hate the smell of weed. I hate the smell of like, the smell of like smoking and stuff. So for me, that's a no. Again, these are my preferences. I'm not judging. These are my preferences. Yeah, so no, none of that. Yeah, smoking, drugs. I think I remember when I would date someone, I would tell them I have deal breakers, and the deal breakers are smoking, vaping, drugs, alcoholism. Like not like you drink occasionally, fine, but if you're drinking every single day and every single day you need to have like 2 beers or something, I'm probably not the right person to date. Gambling. What is it called? Like hookah? Like what do you call it? Like where you smoke? Like it's like smoking and kind of thing. It's like a type of smoking. That's also no. And then cheating. No open. This is not an open relationship. This is not an open relationship. Hookah. Yeah, maybe it's hookah. Shisha? Yeah, maybe that's what it is. Yeah, that's just not something I'm okay with. Yeah, like for me, I'm sensitive to smells and stuff too. So, oh, this is like a small one, but like thankfully, like the people I've dated haven't been people who wear cologne. But I can't be around a lot of cologne. It makes me really sick and like gives me a headache, like a really bad headache. I remember when I was in college, like it would always be one of these guys with like spray Axe all over themselves and then walk into the elevator, and the elevator would just like, by the time I got downstairs from like the upper floor where like, you know, my dorm was, I would have a headache. So for me, it's more scent related. Also health related, but scent related mostly for me. Yeah, it's like a mix of health and scent related. But these are, again, not judging before anybody is like, what, Roro, what? No, this is not judging. This is my, you know, like personal stuff. Like you can have your own deal breakers. Maybe you don't like people with short hair. You know, like you can have your own deal breakers. So for me, those are some things. Relatively healthy. You don't have to be skinny. Like I'm not skinny, so I don't expect anybody else to be skinny. But like I would like to say I'm in good health, knock wood, good health, and I care about maintaining like an average weight, for example. Like not skinny or anything. So I care about my partner also. Maybe, you know, you don't have to work out every day or anything like that. I don't work out every day. But like, you know, just maintaining relatively good health. That matters to me. And also hygiene. Yeah, hygiene, good hygiene. So those are the kinds of things that matter to me, I think, mostly. And then the other stuff is more personality driven in terms of just being thoughtful to other people, being nice. Yeah, just you don't have to be like, you know, being friendly, being kind, listening, things like that. Yeah. So for me, mostly those are my deal breakers. Deal breakers are more like if this happens, like I'm probably not gonna stick around to figure it out. Yeah, these are just the things that are no for me. Yeah. Are the same deal breakers? Yeah. So for me, those are some of the things that I won't put up with. Like, for example, I didn't grow up having alcohol. My parents didn't even allow alcohol into the house. Like, nobody, like, their friends drank. Nobody brought alcohol into our house. Like, they knew they wouldn't be let in. Like, my parents are really nice. Like, they were always, like my mom especially. My parents are, like, relatively really nice people to, like, oh, they were strict with me, obviously, because I'm their kid. But, like, they were always really nice, you know, people in terms of, like, a family. Like, you know, anybody could show up randomly to the door and they would welcome them in. Especially my mom is really, really, you know, really kind. But that was, like, one of the hard rules. They were like, no alcohol in this house. So I never grew up around alcohol. So even now today, like, I have a beer. Like, I'm trying to think. I have, like, a beer or 2, like, cans of beer in the fridge. But I've had them for, like, a month. So I don't drink very often. I drink maybe once. If I'm drinking more frequently, it's like once a week, maybe. But I don't think I've had alcohol. How long has it been? Like 2-3 weeks now since I had alcohol? So like that's just me personally. Yeah, so like it's not something I grew up with, and drinking every day would to me be like I know it's different in different cultures, but to me drinking every day is something that's really like not a normal part of my lifestyle. So I think I would be hard around people if they were doing that. Again, I don't think that's abnormal for a lot of people, but I think that I would find that difficult. So yeah, those are just some examples. Also just being culturally sensitive. I'm not white, so like I especially growing up in America, that really mattered to me that the person I date is like culturally sensitive, because I'm not from a majority culture. So that was just another one that I kind of grew up with, that I care about. Is that, you know, I live in Japan, for example. I'm not Japanese, but I live in Japan. So I think that itself is, you know, a different experience. And similarly, I care about the people around me being, even if they haven't experienced it, being sensitive to other cultures and being thoughtful about other people's experiences. Like, one of my big pet peeves is someone who shuts down someone else's experience just because they haven't had that experience. It's cool that you haven't faced racism. It doesn't mean everybody else has. You know what I mean? Like that kind of stuff. So that's another one. And then I think, well, we're not going to get into this one, but also just making sure our values align. That's another one. So there are certain deal breakers that come with, I think, the climate of the world, of the political climate of the world and stuff for me personally. But yeah, so those are some of my, but the big ones that I think about are like the smoking, drinking, cheating sort of thing. Cheating, I'm out of here. NTR, none of that crap. I'm your one and only, or I am not there. I am possessive. I don't share. I don't want you if others. I don't share. Everybody's not normal, right, Shiku? See, Shiku gets it. Also, how are you, Shiku? How you doing? Yeah, don't cheat. No cheating on her. I don't stick around for that crap. Me smoking, watching come. Shiku, your health, your lungs. You need to live a long life. Who's gonna rig me if you're gone? But yeah, Narda Top Road. No texting Roro. Yeah, so those are my deal breakers. Okay, so I think I answered it. If you have anything specific, I can tell you. But yeah, I obviously I won't. We have our stream rules, no going to like politics and stuff, so I won't go into that. But how do I riz a fairy and a unicorn or a unicorn dino? How do you riz dino? If I die unlucky, then no! Oh my gosh, please don't, please don't, please don't. Please don't. Okay, how do I riz a fairy or dino? No rizzing fairy, it's impossible. It's impossible, but you may be able to riz Dino. Okay, Dino, it is time for Dino to tell us how Dino gets rizzed. Let's see, let's ask Dino. Dino can tell us. Hold on, let me turn on Dino. Dino, are you here? Are you talking? Okay, there we go. Dino's on. You guys can ask Dino how to riz Dino. Dino will tell you how to riz him. Dino does speak. Dino, how do they riz you?
Riz now by offering my food shocked.
So Dino needs food. That's the answer. Dino is rizzed with food. You riz Dino with food. No torare. So that's right. Sound that's hilarious. No torare. That's right.
Riz with choco.
No Choco. He already has. Look at him. He already has Choco in his hand.
Eats choco.
Dino already has Choco. Look at his hand. Look at his grubby little hand holding onto the Choco bar like it's the most important thing in his life. Do you see him? See him? He won't even let it go. I move him. He doesn't let it go.
Dino's
Boy already has so much Choco.
Double frowny face.
Dino needs to be an emotional support fluffy. What is it? Arthur.
With more choco.
Arthur's fist.
Arthur's
The
hand.
fist.
Shocked.
The fist.
Only one hand, but not the other hand.
The other hand is too busy. His chubby tummy hides so much Choco that's behind him. There's like a sack of Choco behind him, I swear.
Shocked.
Is there a Dino plushie? No, I want to get one. I should like commission someone to make like Dino plushies and I maybe can buy like 5 and sell them or give them away as gifts or something. Like a what is it? Crochet Dino plushie. I want a crochet Dino plushie. I want a Dino plushie too. Me too. Me too. I want a Dino plushie too.
Dino hoodie. Dino plushie. Shocked.
We need Dino soon. Yeah.
Gosh, it's so late.
No worries, Borge. How are you? Okay. Then turn off Dino for now and let's go back to the questions. We have another 30 minutes. I have to hop off. I have to go out today. I'm trying to find an apartment. so is going out again. It's okay. Let's see. How would you deal with moving to another country and leaving people behind? I am moving to the States to be with my fiancé, but I'm leaving everyone and everything I know behind. First of all, that's a huge life like change, and I want to congratulate you too, because like it's exciting to move in with your fiance. You're getting married soon, I'm guessing, right? Because you're saying fiance, so that's exciting. But I so understand the feeling of leaving everything behind. Like all my close friends and my closest family members don't live in Japan. Like nobody lives here. So some days it's really lonely. I think the first question I have is, I'm obviously you speak English because you've written this in English, right? I feel like, do you know if there are activities you can do where, like when you get to like your fiance's state or local area? Do you know what the environment is going to be like? Like, do you know if by chance you're going to be working? Do you have like a job lined up? Because those are places where you can kind of meet people and form your own community. And I think it's really important. And this is something that some people might disagree with, but I think it's really important to have your own friends. And when I say that, I mean like when I would date, you know, my boyfriend would have his friend group, but then I would have my own friend group. And it was really important to me that I had a different friend group. Like our friends were not shared and we did things on our own. Like I didn't always hang out with like my boyfriend. Like we would do different things on the weekends. Sometimes, of course, we would do like at least like, you know, we would spend time on the weekends together, but we would also like spend time apart. And I think that that's really important. And I still feel like that's really important. So one of my pieces of advice is putting in time to find your own new community, right? Like your friends and your loved ones back home, of course, will always be your friends and your loved ones. But in this new place you go to, it's really important to find your own friends. For me, I'll be really honest, even living here in Japan, a lot of my really close friends are online, which is helpful. But I have a couple, like 2-3 people, I have people that I meet somewhat regularly in person, even in Japan, right? Like friends I meet in person in Japan. So I think it's really important to find your own community when you move to another country, outside of what it means to be a member of the other country. I will say, I mean, it depends on where you're moving in the States. If you're okay sharing where you're moving, if you're okay sharing it, those of us who are from the US can maybe tell you about that state if we know about it. Depending on where you're moving to. I think if you're moving, for example, to California or like Washington or like New York or like maybe Texas, like certain states have really big populations and very diverse populations. So you can probably meet a lot of people that are also from your home country if you need like a community to feel a little bit closer to. But if you're moving to kind of middle of nowhere, that's when it gets really hard. I'm from a little bit middle of nowhere and I don't know how people make new friends. I can speak to, embarrassing to say, Florida. Well, Florida's rich in culture too, though, right? So, Florida's rich in culture too, right? I think that's the thing is like, depending on where you move, it's not even the state. It's like the city in the state you move to will really change your experience, right? If you move to like a place where you're the only person that looks like you, for example, or even if you look like everybody else, but you just culturally don't fit in, I think it's harder if you're in a small state where small city where everyone knows each other, like the rural suburbs, right? Or if you're in like a big city where people are really used to kind of transplanting to the city, and like New York, for example, or like Seattle or something like that. I'm from a smaller suburb, so I know how difficult it can be. Like all my friends at home are friends I grew up with. I don't know anybody there that I met in adulthood, if that makes sense, right? And like anybody new that I've met has been introduced to me through like, for example, my mom's work colleague who's new to the city, but she works there, so she made friends with my mom, like for example. So I think if you're not working, you have to find like your community. If you're working, hopefully you don't have to be friends with your coworkers, but your coworkers can be the start of knowing people outside of work, right? Or sorry, outside of your home, right? But I really, really urge you to try to find at least one activity if you have time, right? I know you might be busy with getting married and moving and everything, but like if you have time, try to find like one community that you join, like for example, people who like to read, like maybe at the library, or maybe like a hiking group or something where you can make some friends and try to get to know people. And it might not happen overnight, right? It can take some time, it could take months, but that's really important. And then the second thing I would do, and this is again from my own experiences, don't think that you can't keep in touch with your loved ones back home. I call my mom almost every day. Like we talk for like maybe 5 minutes, maybe 3 minutes sometimes if I'm really busy, but we chat every single day. Almost every day I talk to my mom, mostly because she wants to know I'm alive. but you know, like I talk to her. I talk to my dad like once or twice a week. I'm trying to think like what I message my close friend back home once a week or so. Like we don't talk every day. Like none of my friends and I are the kind that talk every day, but we try to message each other like once a week. Some of my other friends, we stay connected. You know, we message each other a couple times a month. My close friends that I'm friends with within the VTubing community or like the content creator community, like I message them once a month or so just to check in on how they're doing. Some of my friends and I chat. So you know, that's something to keep in mind, that just because you're leaving doesn't mean you have to lose those friendships or lose out on all those friendships. Yes, things will be different, time goes by differently, especially when you're far away, but you can absolutely stay in touch. And if anything, it's really important to put in a little effort to stay in touch. So sometimes I reach out to people just to ask how they're doing, because I know I'm not going to see them easily. And I also anytime I visit, I always try to make plans to meet up with the people that I really care about. So like my best friend, I always make plans to meet up with her. I make plans to meet up with one of my other friends back home. Those are the kinds of things I think are really important. Yeah, so long, what is it? TLDR? TLD, too long didn't listen. TLDL, find a community for yourself. And sometimes that community can also be, let's say you're from, I don't know, I'm just gonna make this up. Let's say you're from Thailand. I'm gonna go to Thailand. I'm trying to find, if you're comfortable with that, you can also find like a Thai community that's in the place where you're moving to, and see if you can at least, you know, meet them once in a while, and that can help you with homesickness if you have that. But I also really urge you to make friends that are local, because a huge value of moving to another country is meeting people that are there, right? Not just like an enclave, but like meeting people that are there, that have grown up there, that have lived there, that are part of that culture, and getting to learn about their culture and learn about their life, and be able to become a part of that community. And I think some people inhibit that by never straying from their immediate family, or like, you know, they only stay at home, or they don't really go out. So I just urge you not to fall into that trap, because if anything, that's going to make your experience more isolating in the long run. The people in Japan who've lived here for 10 years and still can't speak anything but English, they're fine, they're living and they're having a life, but they're not really living in Japan, in my opinion. Like, they're not really living here and experiencing what it's like to live here, because they can't really talk with most people. So what kind of life is that? They're so stuck in their, like, they have to be in like, what do you call it, the expat community, or else they like just cannot engage, and I think that's really unfortunate. Yeah. Okay. Next one. Is it a good idea to try date a coworker who is moving to a different team and building? I found this person a great person and a great listener. I'm not sure how they feel, as we have yet to actually communicate outside of work and randomness. Okay, so this is a really good question. For this, what I would start is to try to see if they're interested in meeting up with you outside of work. When we're at work, we're kind of obligated to be there, right? Like, there could be this guy from this other team that I don't really like, or maybe I find them good enough, right? They're fine. They're like a good dude, right? But I have to interact with them because they're a coworker. They're at my office. I can't just avoid them, right? Now, if they ask, hey, do you want to meet up outside of work and grab coffee sometime? Or like, hey, do you have, you know, I'm doing this thing this weekend with some friends, you want to join? That's when I can actually tell them like yes or no. And if I say no, that's probably because I don't want to have a relationship with them outside of work, right? And that's a really good way to check. That's a really good way to check, I think, which is that you can find out if they're even interested in, like, forget relationship, right? Forget like a romantic relationship, right? Forget dating. Just think like, if this person isn't willing to spend time with you outside of work to just be friends, there's probably no chance of dating. So it's a good way to just Saturday, or hey, I'm going to, like, it's good to invite them. Like a more specific piece of advice. But if, depending on where you live, it might not be as normal for a guy and a girl to hang out alone outside of work. So if you feel like that might make it uncomfortable, you can invite them to like a group activity. Maybe like you have like a friend group you're gonna go like running with, or maybe there's like this karaoke thing that you guys do. Like, invite them to that and see if they're interested. So somewhere that's like a group setting, is when I would invite them and see if they're even interested, because at least that means that they want to have a friendship, in my opinion. But when you're at work, you're obligated to be there, and I don't think it's really, it's difficult when you're put on the spot in a work situation like that, because there's always this fear of like, oh, I don't want to, but I have to work with them in the future. I want to keep our relationship good, but I don't want to, like, I'm not really interested in them, and that becomes really difficult. So that's how I check, if I were you, is to see if they're interested in spending time outside of work, like on a weekend. And if they say yes to that, then I think you have a chance of like getting to know them better and communicating with them outside of work and seeing if that can turn into a relationship, if that's what you want. That's my advice. Yes. So get rid of the work setting if you can, because the work setting puts a lot of pressure on a lot of people. pressure to say yes when they don't want to say yes, pressure to, pressure to be nice if they don't want to be nice, right? Like, imagine if you're in customer service, right? Like, it's like the feeling of like being asked out when you're trying to just do your job, right? That's my piece of advice. Is that totally valid to like be interested in them? Like, why not, right? Like, that's how you meet people. You meet people at work, but try to see if they're interested first in meeting in a setting. And I always say like no pressure, right? Like just say, hey, like I'm doing this hiking, I'm doing this like walking activity with my friend. We're going to be walking around I don't know. It's gonna sound so dumb, but this is the normal thing in Japan. Hey, we're gonna be grabbing lunch on, I don't know, on Saturday. We're gonna go check out this new lunch place. Do you want to join? No pressure, of course. If I understand if you're not really interested in, making friends outside of work, but if you're interested, like it would be great if you join. And if they say, yes, I'd love to, then great. If they say, no, I don't wanna, get away from me, stinky, then you get away from them. So yeah, that's what I would do here. Okay, next question. I hope that answers that. And that's my advice. Again, maybe someone else has different advice, but that's how I would handle it. What are some good ways to make new friends? Oh, I know. Once you become an adult, it's so hard to make friends, bro. I get it. Tamas, hello. Oh, Tamas, thank you so much for wait, did you just subscribe? It said you subscribed. Thank you so much. Oh, that's so kind of you. Thank you. Oh, thank you so much. Also, Ace, congrats on 15 stream streak. Nyar. Thank you so much. I get it. When you become an adult, it becomes really hard. Hector Glory, hello, how are you? It's been a while. It has been a while. How are you? How's it going? Yeah. It's tough once you're an adult. I feel like it's so hard to make friends. I'm extremely introverted and don't tend to go out and talk to people very much. I don't usually have an issue talking to people after starting, but I don't want to make crappy friends. Oh, I totally understand. Okay, I get this. I don't have a lot of friends, but I really value my friendships, and I feel like I have really good friends, the friends that I have. So I don't have a lot of friends, but I have really good friends. And I totally understand not wanting to make crappy friends. So here's the thing. The first thing is, I think finding a place where you feel comfortable. So I think I mentioned this before, but finding an activity that you like, right? For example, let's say you really love reading, you can go join a book group where people maybe talk about a book. Like if there's like a fantasy book reading group or something. For example, I love fantasy. So I would go join that, and that's a great way to find someone who has similar interests to you. And as you talk to them, that's the only way you'll know if they're going to be a crappy friend or not, right? Sometimes you might be friends with them and then something happens and you realize they're a crappy friend. And that's just, I think, a part of the reality, right? Like I had friends I made in college that I thought would be like lifelong friends. And then something happened and I was just like, wow, you guys are really crappy friends. Like I don't like, and we're not friends anymore, but it was something I just had to experience and learn, right? You can't really know from the beginning. If you know that someone's gonna be a crappy friend, like that would be really nice. But unfortunately, people don't wear their crappiness outside, so you don't know until time goes by and something happens. But if you go into that with constant fear, then it's really difficult. There's some things you can use as a litmus test. So for example, certain things I can say to get a sense of whether or not this person is gonna kind of align with my values. And it can just be the way they engage with me. Like, sometimes if you're reading, for example, in a book group, and this is maybe a very specific example based on my experience, but when you're in a book group, and people are sharing their experience, like their what is it? Like you read something, like you read a chapter and you're talking about like your opinion on the chapter, right? Is this person respectful of other people's opinions, right? That's a really quick way to kind of figure out like what kind of person they are. If this person is not respectful of other people's opinions on the book or something, then maybe they're not a very good, like, you know what I mean? It's a personality thing. So that's one thing you can do. But other than that, there isn't really, I don't know if there's really a good way to figure out if someone's a crappy friend or not from the beginning. You just have to become friends and let it all play out and see what happens. Does that make sense? I'm sorry, I gave like such a convoluted example. I wasn't sure how else to give a good example. Like if you're in a sports team, does this person constantly hog the ball? I mean, that doesn't make them a crappy person, but it says something about like their play style, right? Oh, they play a little more selfishly, right? I don't know. That's just the way I think about it. But at the same time, I know people who are like selfish, crappy players when it comes to sports, but then they're actually nice people. No worries, Wagon, have a good one. So it's like, I think it's honestly just you have to get to know them a little bit, right? You won't be able to tell from the beginning what kind of person they are, right? it takes years and years for us to learn about ourselves and know about ourselves. How can we know that about someone else in a few minutes, right? It's not possible. So I think you just have to give it time. But like I said, there are these little tells, or little, not really tells, but little things you can use to kind of get a sense of how this person engages in conflict. I think a crappy friend is someone who's unreliable in conflict, right? Like, are they someone who immediately ghosts you when you have a disagreement? Are they someone who is really mean when, you know, you have an argument? Are they really disrespectful? Or like, do they take it too far? Like, those are the things you don't really know until you have those moments with them. So I will say that the first part I think is a little bit easier to answer, which is to really find, being introverted, I get it, I'm similar. For me, it was to really find a group that has similar interests to me and start there. And then from that, you know, to try to find friendships. Then the last thing I'll say is don't feel like you have to force friendships. Don't feel like you have to force like being friends. Yeah, so I'll give you an example. Like, there's this like, so I was at my roommate's place for New Year's, and his brother brought his girlfriend. Like his younger brother brought, the younger brother brought his girlfriend, right? And she's a nice girl. She was really nice. But I just realized really quickly that we are not similar in any way. Like I was really excited to meet another girl, right? Like in Japan, like most of my coworkers are guys. I have a couple friends at the office who are women, so I was really excited to meet, like, you know, a couple more women. And, you know, sometimes it's nice to have new, you know, meet people. That's how you meet people, right? So I was excited to meet her, and she's nice, but like, her personality was just not my thing. Like, she was just not my kind of person. And I knew it from the moment, like, I saw it. Like, she was really nice. She's a nice girl. But I just felt like, oh my gosh, we have very different interests. We have like no like shared interests. Like, this is not going to be a friendship. And so I just didn't. I was like, okay. And you just let it go, right? So don't like try to force friendships where you feel like you're not really... you know, not really gonna kind of click with that person. Like, don't feel you have to force it. Yeah. Okay, so I hope this one helped. Okay, Romom. No, I don't mean like that. Like, she's genuinely really sweet. Okay, here's an example. Like, when I asked her, okay, so here's the first thing she did, okay? I hope she doesn't see this. I don't, she doesn't know I stream. She probably won't see this. Like I said, again, she's really nice. Okay, she's really nice. So, because it's New Year's, we got a bunch of like alcohol, right? We got like beer and stuff. She and my roommate's younger brother went through all the alcohol we got on their own. And like, I think my roommate and I drank one beer together. Like, we shared one. Like, we had 2 glasses, so we just poured half and half because we wanted to drink, like, there's tea and there's other drinks there. So I wanted to try some of the different teas that we have, because one of my, one of the people that was attending is like someone who always has like some really nice like specialty drinks and stuff that she brings. So it was like this kind of tea and stuff. So I wanted to drink that. So I didn't want to drink a bunch of alcohol. Plus it was like early lunchtime. So I don't want to drink a bunch of alcohol at lunch. So I just had like half a beer. And like we were the ones, so my roommate and I were the ones in charge of bringing beer, because everybody else in the house doesn't drink alcohol. So they had non-alcoholic drinks. And so we brought beer enough for like, 4 people, you know, we each get a beer and maybe 2 beers because, you know, it's lunchtime, we're not going to drink much. No, this girl and younger brother went through all, like, we had 8 cans of beer and they went through all of it. And then they went and they bought more beer and then they drank it. And they didn't share it. And I was just like, what? To me, like, it's like a really small thing, but it's being slightly inconsiderate. Like, it's not a big deal. It's like, I don't really care. It's like, I don't care about the beer. I can go buy my own beer if I want beer. I don't really care. But like, for me, it's like one of those things where I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that because, like, I didn't buy it. If I didn't buy it, I wouldn't drink all of it. So it's just like a respect sort of thing. Like, it's one of those things where I was like, Is it just me? Am I weird? Maybe I'm the weird one. You guys can tell me if I'm the weird one. Like, okay, think of it this way. I bought a 6-pack and this other person drank the whole... Like, that 6-pack is for everyone. and the 2 of them drank all of it. I was like, what the frick? And then they went and got more and they brought it back. But they drank all of that too. They didn't share it. I was just like, what the frick? I thought it was hilarious. After I was like telling my roommate, I was like, they drink a lot, huh? Is that me? Is that not weird? I feel like that's like bad etiquette. Like it's not a deal breaker. I don't really care. It just made me feel like, oh, they're kind of young. Like I wouldn't do that. Like I brought it and I drank. Okay, it was a six. Okay, we bought a 6-pack. Okay, we bought a 6-pack to share because only 4 of us would drink because it was me, my roommate's younger brother, and his girlfriend were the only people who would drink. So we bought a 6-pack because it's lunchtime. This is lunchtime, not dinner. So we didn't bring like a bunch of alcohol. So we brought a 6-pack. And roommate and I shared a can. We had half a can each because we pour beer into glasses, right? So we wanted to try one. So we're like, oh, we'll just split it. They drank the rest. I was just like, what? So that to me was like, and then like when they realized, oh, we drank all of it, I was like, oh, it's okay, not a big deal. So then they went and they bought more beer, brought it back, and then drank all of it. They didn't share it. I was just like, what the To me, that's really rude. I don't know. To me, like, I would never do that. It's not a big deal. Like, it's not like it doesn't make me upset, if that makes sense, right? It's not something that makes me upset. It's just to me something inconsiderate. I wouldn't do that. I don't care how slow I drink. Okay, listen. I have an honest question for you. If there's shared food, they eat the rest of the food. Is that fair? That's bullshit. That's rude. It doesn't matter. You don't drink everything that's there just because other people are slower than you at eating. That's like asshole sibling mentality. That's asshole sibling mentality. What do you mean? That's like what you do when you're a crappy older brother. So anyway, that's what I thought was like dumb. No, am I mean? Am I weird? Am I being a weird mom? Your brother's gentle. I'm so sorry for you. Yeah, that one, like, I don't want to eat faster because I'm scared that the other person I'm eating with is gonna eat my food if I don't finish it fast enough. Like, that's just mean. That's them having no self-control. You ate your part, now stop eating and hold yourself. Hold yourself. Self-control. Are you so lacking control you have to eat the rest of the plate even though I haven't eaten yet? I would be pissed. I would pull out what's that guy from Friends who doesn't like sharing his food? I don't share my food. Anyway, so that to me was like a funny thing. But it's not a big deal. No, that's not the reason why I was like, oh, we can't be friends. Like, that wasn't it. There was this other thing where I asked her what her hobby was, and she said she likes there's this, Heisei Jump, like Johnny's, like Heisei Jump, or like Naniwa Danshi toka. Like, I don't know how to describe it in English, but like a male idol group. Like, her passion is like this particular male idol group, which I think is fine. But like, she goes to all their concerts and stuff. And like, that's like what she does in her free time. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, there's nothing wrong with that. Like, how am I any different, right? Because like, I like VTubers, right? Like, I am a VTuber, right? Like, so it's not judging that. But then that was her only interest, and that's not my interest. So then I was like, oh, okay. So like, if you don't have any other hobbies, then it's kind of hard to like be friends if like the only interest you have is an interest that I don't have. So I still like her. She's a nice person and she's sweet. Like I said, she's a sweet person, but like not someone I can have a deep friendship with, I don't think, because our interests are just so different. Does that make sense? Am I just an asshole? Am I the asshole? AITA on this one? Am I the asshole on this one? I need to know the consensus. I need to do Am I the asshole and ask you guys about things that I've done in my life. Okay, Ma. What? No, it doesn't. No. What do you mean? Sharing is caring. Sharing is caring. Yeah. Not sharing the drinks as well after drinking your share. Exactly. Like, that's what I mean, right, Wagon? Like, they didn't share, and then they went and they bought more, and they didn't share that either. Like, okay, so we bought the drinks, right? And they drank all of it. Okay, fine. Then they went and they bought more drinks, brought it back to the house, and then drank all of that too. I'm like, you didn't even bring one bottle for the two of us? Anyways, I was just like, I was definitely sussed out about that. I was like, again, it's not a deal breaker. It's not a big deal. To me, it was like, oh, you're young. Like, it just felt like that. It felt like they're only 3 years younger than me. But like, I was just like, you feel like 6 years younger than me with your behavior. But anyway. Yeah, right? Like, after you drank everything that we bought, drink faster, skill issue. Have some self-control, skill issue. Okay, maybe I'm the asshole on this one. Not a deal breaker, but sounds like deals are breaking. Infinite's reading me. I don't know. No, it's like no. It's like it's not a can. It's like we had 6 cans, and they drank 5 of them. They drank 5 of them. What about Maya? I wanted a can. I wanted a can. Yes, I just thought it was. It's just red flag-ish. Nah, it's not a big deal. It's like it's just different. Yeah, they weren't like hogging it. They weren't like, no, you can't drink it, nothing like that. But it's like it's definitely a like, leave it. Just don't force me to like. So they would be like, oh, do you want to have some? And it was like in that moment, I was like, no, not yet. Like I'll drink it later. But like they drank all of it before I could drink it later. Yeah, I just thought it was mean. I just thought it was rude. I don't know. I guess like. Yeah, I guess it's something that I wouldn't have done. Like if I've bought like 6 of something and it's meant to be shared, I might have 2, let's say, or even 1. I would wait until everybody else had one before I took another one, right? Or if let's say that they're like, oh, we'll have it later. Okay, great. Then I'll have maybe 2, right? Because there's 4 of us, so we have 6, and that's okay. We can maybe I can have 2, or like I split one with my roommate, so I can have a second one, fine. But then I wouldn't touch the other ones and just at least leave some for them. Even if I drink half of it, let's say I have 3, leave 3 for them. Anyway, that's just me. They're dehydrated, so they're drinking beer. Tado, does that make sense? Make that make sense? Dehydrated, so you went with beer. Okay. Okay. I see how it is. Yeah, I know it's Japanese style to share a can with someone in Japan, but using a glass, but then you should have reserved the 2 then. No, but like... Okay, so it's 4 of us, and there's 6 cans. How come they get 5? How does that make sense? How come 2 people get 5 cans? How come 2 people get 5 cans? That's bullshit. Anyway, so, okay. Next question. Sorry if you've already answered this in earnest, but how do you feel about long-distance relationship? I have been in a long-distance relationship. Oh man, how do I tell? I think I've talked about this briefly last year, maybe a couple years back when we did the Valentine stream. But long-distance relationships are really, really tough. I think and I've been in a long-distance relationship. So I'll give you my biggest piece of advice is that you need to have an end date. You need to have an end date for the long distance. If you're just you met someone long distance and you're just kind of knowing each other, I don't know if I would take that relationship very seriously personally, because like I don't think you can have a good long distance relationship if you've never met the person in person before, right? If you met them in person and then they become long distance or something, that's okay, that's one thing. But if you've never met them in person and they've always been long distance, I don't know if I really would, I don't know if I can find that easy to trust personally. But I was in a long distance relationship with someone who I knew in person for like 3 months, and then they went long distance. No, I knew them for like maybe 2 months, and then they went long distance. And we were friends before that, right? So we were friends for a couple years. Then I met them in person for a couple months, started dating, and then they were long distance. And it was really hard. But we had an end date. We knew when that long distance relationship would end. So that's really important. And so it was easier to kind of be like, okay, but this isn't forever. But if you're in a long distance relationship and you never know when it's gonna like finally not be long distance anymore, it's gonna be really, really, really difficult, and it's gonna really affect your mental health. Another thing I will say about LDR is that you need to be aligned on your communication style. And what I mean by that is that the person I was long distance with, and this was like a point where we argued, but like the person I was long distance with was someone who was okay, like maybe messaging once every few days. And in terms of like an audio call or video call, they were okay doing an audio call or video call once every week and a half or so. Like that was enough for them. But like, I don't want to only talk to them once every week and a half. Like I want to be able to talk to them frequently throughout the week. Like have an audio call, even for 10 minutes, just chat with each other. Like that's how I am, right? That's my communication style. So I had to be like, talk to them and say, hey, like, I don't want to not talk to each other for 3 days, right? Like that's like, what kind of relationship is that to me? Like it didn't work out. So like I had to like kind of establish that. So you need to have like somewhat alignment with your communication style. So the person I was dating was someone who's really okay not talking to people, like very like doesn't, message people very often, isn't like much of a texter, doesn't like to text, doesn't really do phone calls, doesn't really do video calls, whereas I'm the opposite. I love doing phone calls. I'll do like You know, like I said, I call my mom every day for like just 5 minutes. We don't talk long, but we call every day. I message my really close friends relatively often, right? Like I said, it doesn't have to be every day, but like my friend I message a couple times a week, right? So, you know, my partner I would want to message a little bit more. And so that was really difficult. So that's my 2 points about long distance relationships is no, I'm not phone shy. I will pick up the phone. I love calling. Oh my gosh, I prefer a phone call. Oh my gosh. Whenever I have a problem with customer support, I call. I call. I don't like the text message customer support. Text message customer support is useless. I call, yeah. It's harder for me in Japan because I feel nervous because my Japanese, like I feel nervous that my Japanese isn't as good. But in English, like, yeah, I call. Oh, no, you don't get it. I am pretty introverted. When I say introverted, I'm introverted about spending time with people. I don't find it scary to call. I call and just get it done. So for me, it's that I don't like taking time. Like I don't like how long it takes to message back and forth. I prefer texting with friends, but when I need to get something done, I prefer a call. Does that make sense? No! I don't want to deal with like back and forth and not getting it done. That stresses me out. Like I get stressed. Like, okay, let's say I have a problem with an Amazon order and I'm trying to text with the support person and it's taking them time to respond and it's taking me time to respond and they're not getting what I'm trying to say because I'm not able to type it out well. And they're typing out like these copy paste phrases saying, we're sorry for your experience, blah, 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 blah. I don't want that. So I just call and I'm like, I just want to tell you my issue and be able to explain it properly. You know? No? Only with customer support. With friends, I prefer messaging. But when I need to get something done, like for work, for example, like I prefer a meeting over messaging back and forth trying to solve an issue. No? Yeah! Call is for immediate. Exactly. So I prefer calling for things that are urgent. Yeah, I hate calling customer. I get it so much, Fathom. I totally get it. Yeah, so that's what I like to do. I like to call when I need to get it done. Yeah, it's just faster. Also because I'm so bad at explaining things. No, Shiko, I'm gonna call you now. I'm gonna call you, be like, Shiko, explain this to me. I don't understand. Shiko, I'm dumb. Isn't it easier to just call instead of a question back and forth? And I might type something wrong or I might explain what I'm explaining wrong, right? Yeah, oh, well, so okay, I'm assuming that it's not on hold, right? Like, no, totally, I agree. But I mean, like, the moment I get in touch, if it's faster, like Amazon is usually pretty fast, right? They call you immediately, right? Most other places, I hate it. It takes forever. I'll decline now. No! Shiku, don't abandon me. I'm nice, I promise. I'm nice, I promise. But yes, to answer the question about long distance, it's really tough. I think that they can be okay, but long distance relationships, I think even more than in-person relationships would require like so much trust in your partner. And of course, you know, you have that trust like, why are you dating someone if you don't trust them, right? But like for when you're developing that relationship with someone, long distance is really hard. Once you trust them, it's not as difficult. It's very hard if you're attached, and I'm a very attached person, so I found it very challenging. I wanted to be able to see them every day and talk to them every day and just be around them. And I'm the kind of person that when I date, let's say we're living together, I don't want to hang out all the time together. I don't want to hang out together, but I want to be able to be like, oh yeah, they're in the same house as me, or like, oh, I'm gonna see them in like, you know, just see them in an hour. Like, I don't know. I like presence. I care about having presence. So I like having their presence, and it makes me sad when they're not. Yes, I'm a clingy person. I am not ashamed to say I'm pretty clingy. But when I say clingy, I mean clingy in that if you're in the same house as me, if I you know live with you, or like if we're together, I'm not clingy. I'm clingy when I don't get to see them often, right? Like the person I was dating, for example, like I said, we would have different activities on weekends. Like he would go hang out with his friends and I would go hang out with my friends, and we would like not like hang out all day together. Sometimes he was gone all day like with his friends and stuff like that. That doesn't bother me at all. Like I'm totally fine with that. For me, it's more that when you're long distance, you already don't see them. So then when like they turn down spending time to like chat or like play video games together, I get extra like I feel extra hurt, right? Because I already don't see them. So we have to plan time. And if you're in different time zones, I was in different time zones from the person I was dating, like not 3 hours away. It was more like a 10-hour flight away sort of thing. It's really hard to see them. And when they turn down time together, it's even more difficult. So I found long distance incredibly, incredibly hard. incredibly hard. Whereas when I was in person with relationships, because I already got to see them so often, it didn't bother me when I didn't see them as often. Does that make sense? Because I can see them anytime, it was okay that we didn't always have time. Like, we didn't always plan time for each other. We saw each other throughout the week, so it wasn't a big deal. Right? So I was in a pretty committed LDR, and it was really tough. So, yeah. People are designed to be with... Yes, I feel that way. I think LDR is fine for people who are very detached dating styles. But if you have an attached dating style like me, it was really, really difficult. Yeah, I found it really hard. Yeah, it was really hard. Yeah. LDR is pretty broad. People are designed to be with people. Yeah. And like I said, for me, I was LDR not with someone who's just 3 hours away. I remember I was LDR, like I said, with someone who was like over 10 hours away by an airplane in a different continent, different country. And someone I know was like, I'm LDR and my partner's 3 hours away. And I was just like, that's nothing. Weak. 3 hours away. Drive your butt up there. Take a train up there. Don't complain to me about 3 hours. Fucking $2,000 airplane flight away. I don't want to hear it. You're in the same time zone. I don't want to hear it. I was super judgy and mean because I was like, what do you mean 3 hours away in the same time zone, same schedule? Bro, I would wake up and my boyfriend was going to sleep. So hard to get in touch. And like it sucked because like I would get home from work and my boyfriend was already at work, like in the morning. Like the time distance was really bad. Yeah, it was tough. Language. I'm sorry, it triggered me. I was like, what do you mean 3 hours? I work for an airline and fly for free. Bro. But you know what? I don't think I could work for an airline. I'm scared of flying. I have wings, but I'm scared of flying. I can float, but I'm scared of flying. I used to love flying as a kid, but as an adult, I realized I can die. Yeah, and then I got scared, so there's that. Okay, next couple questions. Sorry, I have to go in like 5 minutes, so I'm gonna try to go through these other ones. But like I said, I think long distance relationships can work, but one, I think they need an end date of when you are no longer gonna be long distance. Two, you have to be able to communicate well with each other. And if you don't have similar communication styles, it's gonna be really difficult. Like for example, if they're really detached and you're really attached, they won't find time to talk to you and you want time to talk to them and it's gonna become difficult. So as long as you're on the same page about that, I think it can work out. And again, third being that I think you need to have somewhat of a foundation before you start the long distance. So in my case, the person I was long distance with, I was already friends for 2 years online. Like we were friends, like we were distant, but we were really good friends for 2 years. And then we met each other for a couple months and then we started dating. So like we had a pretty strong foundation. We met in person. So yeah, that's my thing. But just know, LDRs are not a joke. They're really hard. They require a lot of trust. And I put a lot of effort to make it work. I tried to visit them often and stuff. Like I put a lot of effort to and I spent a lot of my personal like funds to be able to make it work, right? To travel and meet them when I could, when I had breaks in school, things like that. It was really tough, yeah. What are good ways to find out if someone likes you? Is there any way to find out without trying to assume anything and ruin a friendship? Oh, you know, this one is really hard. I don't know if I have really good advice for this because like finding out if someone likes you is I find it really difficult. I personally, the only way I know is to ask, to be honest. Like I'm really bad at this. Like other than like maybe a friend finding out for you where like you're like, hey, you poke a friend and say, hey, can you like check if this person's interested, like poke, that might work. But other than that, it's really, really difficult, I think, to find a good way to find out. Because for me personally, like I said, I don't know how else to do it other than ask. Yeah, and I know you don't want to ruin a friendship. I totally get it. So if they're interested in you, and if you ask, I don't know if you can be like, oh no, that's really difficult. I'm trying to think. I don't know if I have a good one for this. I don't know. What could you say? Like, what do you think about dating me? Is that too direct? No, I don't know. This is hard. I think the most subtle way is to ask a friend to find out. But for me personally, I only know to ask. Yeah, I think asking a friend to find out, like being like, "Hey, do you know if or oh wait, okay, I have one. I haven't done this before. I have done this before. I did this in high school. I remember I did something similar. So I think I had a friend who I thought liked me. So I asked him like, "Hey, do you like anybody? Are you interested in anyone?" And then this is where it depends. If you are interested in them as well, like trying to say that, like, you know, find out if they're interested in anyone. If they say, "Oh, I am," or something, or like like asking like I kind of mentioned like, "Yeah, I'm like interested in dating somebody," or like something like that, like putting it across like that and try to see what their interest is. It's still really hard. It's body language. Exactly. It's really hard. I don't know. I'm trying to think. Because it's really hard, because then they can say yes, but then it could be someone else and it could be not you. I always find being direct is easier. I don't have time to go around. Maybe I'm not subtle in some ways. Yeah. Be like, "Hey, do you like anyone?" I mean, and it could be it could be really generic, right? Maybe you are just asking because you're curious. Like, they're your friends, so maybe you want to know, "Hey, are you interested in anyone?" I ask my friend that sometimes, right? Like, because I know she's been like going on dates and be like, "Hey, how are your dates going?" Right? Like, always, that's not me being interested in her, right? But like, and she knows that because like, you know, she knows me. But I think if you know this person and you kind of want to say, like, you could say, "Hey, are you interested in anyone?" If they say no, then no. But if they say yes, be like, "Could I ask who it is?" And see if they bite. And if you're brave enough, and if you know you're interested in them, be like, "Because I'm interested in you. You know, I totally understand if you're not. It's not, you know, I'm just interested in exploring it. I really value your friendship." Maybe something like that. I am maybe giving really bad advice on this one. I have no idea. This is a really tough one. I'm really bad at this. I've always found out through a friend sort of thing, right? And then anybody I dated, it was very direct. Like, they asked me out or I asked them out sort of thing. So yeah, it's good advice. Thanks, Nicholas. Thanks, Nicholas. Yeah. That's why it'll be so surprising when you ask her out. I'm not asking my best friend out. I love her, but not like that. She's really important to me, but not like that. I am unfortunately not bi. Yeah. I am unfortunately very straight. Although, like I said, I have been asked. I don't know why people have assumed a lot that I'm lesbian. I don't know what. Like I said, my best friend in high school was very openly lesbian, and I guess people just assumed that because she was one of my closest friends that I was too. So I've been asked before, and I was like, no, I'm not. But she's my really important friend. And if that's a problem, we have a problem. Guys always complain about guys. It can be. I complain about guys, and I still like guys. I think I complain about, without getting too much into this, and we can talk about this if you guys ever want to hear like one girl's opinion on things, like my opinion on things. I complain about guys because I feel the standard is really low for certain guys, and similarly, in certain ways, standards are really low for women for certain things, right? It's different. It's like just generational sexism, right? Yeah. We can talk about it sometime. It's not something I would normally talk about on stream, but it's just my opinion of why I complain about guys while still liking guys. And then similarly, there are certain things I complain about for women that, as a woman. So I think it's just there. Yeah. The bar is low because of social expectations for both men and women for certain things, different things, but certain things. And I find that really annoying. Yeah. Yeah, we can talk about that another time. I'm sorry, I have to hop off soon, so let's go through the next couple questions. But I hope that this advice is somewhat helpful. I'm sorry, it's not the best advice. I'm really bad at this. I'm really bad at this one. Like, I do not know how to be subtle with this. Like, for me, either I ask a friend, or I kind of ask it knowing that I might just be like, "Hey, I'm kind of interested in you. You interested in Roro?" kind of thing, which is not very subtle, obviously. So maybe not very good. Yeah. How would you deal with the fear of not being enough or able to provide enough to a possible partner? The fear of not being able to provide enough money, time, etc. I find it difficult to feel secure enough to search for a partner even if realistically I am in a good living situation. Okay, so this is a really interesting one. So I want to talk about the financial aspect really quickly, which is that in every relationship I've been in, I have been the higher earner. So I've been the one who's been more financially secure than my partner. And it's never really bothered me or my partner in the sense of as long as we together are going to be okay, it's not a big deal, is how I've seen it, right? If my partner is completely broke, I think that would be really difficult for me because I care a lot about financial stability. Like I put a lot of effort, and I've been also really fortunate, right? Like, of course, I've been very, very privileged to be able to have a good education and to be able to have a good job, things like that. But I care about financial security. So if my partner is like completely broke in a ton of debt, I don't think I could deal with that. Like personally, that's really difficult for me. But I also don't think you have to be a millionaire, right? I don't think you need to be a millionaire. Why do you need to be a millionaire? And why do you have to provide everything for your partner, right? Like, you don't have to bring the 100% in the relationship, right? As long as you both are bringing the best of yourselves, I think that's enough, right? So I think providing money to me, and for me personally, is not the biggest deal. Because again, like I said, like in my situation, it hasn't been what's been provided. What I really care about in my relationships has been time. If my partner doesn't have time for me, I get upset. I get upset. Like, that really hurts my feelings. I don't like not being prioritized in terms of time spent with me. So for me, I think that's important. So the reason I bring that up is because you feel like you're in a good living situation, and that's probably enough, to be honest. Now, when you meet your partner or when you meet somebody, what they feel is enough is going to be different, right? So maybe for them, that is perfectly enough. They really want your time. Then great, you're going to work out really well together, right? But if they come into it and say, you're not earning enough money for me, that's their choice. But you can also choose not to put up with that, if that makes sense, right? So I don't think, and I think I think the unfair part is that I don't think you need to feel like you have to provide everything. You don't have to provide everything. And it's totally okay to want to provide, right? Like, if I have kids one day, I want to provide for them, right? Like, that's really important to me, that they don't have to worry about money. Those are really important values for me personally, like in my life. My parents did a lot to make sure that I didn't have to worry about being able to afford a school trip. Not that my school was in the middle of nowhere. We didn't go on school trips. We went to like the local downtown area as a school trip, okay? Like, I'm from like the suburbs. But I didn't go international ever growing up. But like, you know what I mean? Like, it's totally valid to want to provide, but that's not your job, right? You're not taking care of a child. This is another adult that you're getting into a relationship with. So they need to be somewhat responsible for taking care of themselves too, right? That doesn't mean you don't want to, like, I want to be able to get nice things from my partner, right? Like, I don't mean like fancy cars, and I can't afford a car, but like I can get them like a nice, like small gift that's like $100 or $200, right? I can afford that. I want to be able to do that. That's really important to me. But that's not my job, right? I'm their partner, not their parent. So I think you should be able to see yourself in the same way, that it's really awesome that you're in a good financial situation, that you care about being a partner. And that's, I think, enough. You don't have to provide everything for them, right? So maybe you do bring a little bit more, let's say, money into the relationship. Maybe that's something that you want to provide from your end. I think that's great. But it's also okay to not have to provide the money and the time and the love and the care and the everything, right? I think you have to have balance. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I don't know if I'm explaining this concept very well, but I think everybody brings something into a relationship, and the guys that I dated didn't bring... How do I say this? This is being really frank. They didn't bring the money in the relationship, but they brought other things that really made the relationship great to me, right? They brought a lot of care. They brought a lot of love. Love, I think, is, of course, you should be doing that if you're in a relationship, right? From both sides. But they brought time. They brought other things that made me happy. They brought, maybe sometimes for me, I'm a very like opinionated and excitable person, and they brought some balance to that because they were more calm and peaceful, and I'm really hyper, and I get really like blah 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 about things. But my partner doesn't, right? Like, my partner's a little more calm. I am very opinionated, and my partner's a little more chill, like things like that. So you can have balance in different ways. And again, I'm relatively financially secure, but my partner's also brought some money, and we were able to be more financially secure together. Does that make sense? So it doesn't have to be either or. You don't have to be 100% and the partner is bringing in nothing, right? And I don't mean like you look at them and like, what are you bringing to the table? It doesn't have to be so calculated. It's more that it's a partnership, right? It's a partnership. So no one person needs to carry all the weight. It can be a shared. Maybe if you're relatively secure on your own, but your partner's also secure on their own, then together you're really secure, right? Financially secure. Maybe you can be really busy at times, but then, like for example, with one of my partners, right? I was really busy with work, so when I would come home, sometimes he would have cooked already, which is really nice, right? Or like I'll message him and be like, hey, I'm coming late. He'll be like, oh, okay, I'll just make like soup for dinner. Is that okay? And like, yeah. So, you bring balance to your relationship. So you don't have to provide everything. That's the first thing, right? That's the first thing and providing enough, the enough part depends on your partner, right? To me, having like, let's say for example, $200,000 in savings might be enough. I'm making this number up, right? But for someone else, they might want to have $2 million in savings, right? So that depends on the relationship. And if that's what, if you're aligned on that, then great. But if, for example, your partner wants to be a millionaire and they want you to be the millionaire and you can't do that, it's okay that doesn't work, right? It's okay that partner is not the right partner for you, right? So sorry if I'm not making sense on this. This is just something I think about a lot. I've thought about a lot, especially as an adult. I'm older in life, right? I'm not as young. I'm not in high school. I'm not like early college. I'm like a little bit older. So I'm in a place in my life where a lot of my friends have like careers ongoing and are kind of starting to get promoted in their careers and stuff. And so I think about stuff like this. And for me, I know personally, I wouldn't want to be with someone who's broke, right? That to me is important. That's a personal thing. But my partner bringing in some money is important, but more than money, I really care about them bringing in time. Them bringing in time for family, time for me, time to like go hang out together. Sometimes they could be really rich and they have no time to spend with family, right? Or friends. Or maybe they're not wealthy and they are really bad at prioritizing their loved ones. They're always out every single day with their friends. They're never home. That to me is also a really crappy partner. I can't be with someone like that. So, it's like a mix. It's a balance. Does that make sense? Am I making sense? Am I saying anything? Am I making any sense? So that's something I care about. Yeah, so being in a good living situation, what constitutes a good living situation depends on your partnership. Yeah. She wants him to have time but also not be broke. They don't have to be making like 100K. They can be making like 40K USD or 30K USD. That doesn't really, and I'm talking about Western standard, right? I know that in different parts of Asia, the cost of living is different. I'm talking about like Japan, right? In Japan, like the average salary is around like 30K USD. That's fine. Right? So like for this standard of living, I want to be able to live comfortably middle class. I want to live comfortably middle class. I don't need to be wealthy, but I also don't want to be living paycheck to paycheck. That's something that I know that I cannot handle in my life, is living paycheck to paycheck. And I've been in a place where I was really, really like just making rent. And of course my parents were really, really great, and I knew that they were always there to support me, but I was earning enough to make rent and get food, and that's it. And I remember like how miserable I was. So I don't want to do that again. Yeah. So that's for me. Like, I don't care to be a millionaire. And like I said, in my relationships, I've been the one who brings the income. Usually just because I'm a specialist. And I've talked about this, right? I don't talk about my job, but I'm a specialist in my field. And so I do make a little bit more. But I also went through a lot of schooling to be a specialist in my field. So I also had a lot of debt that I had to pay off. I had to give money back to my parents because they helped pay, and then I paid them back after I started my job. So that's some stuff to, that's the context for me. That's for me, right? This is not saying yes, my stuff is paid off now. But again, this is for me. This is not saying you have to follow this. It's just, an example of one relationship, which is my relationship, is that I'm a specialist. I'm not gonna say. It's top secret. I'm not gonna say. I'm not gonna give away my field. Yeah, I work in tech now though, but my field isn't originally tech, but like I'm also required in the tech field, so I also work in tech now. But yeah, tech is a shit show. Anyway, that's a whole nother conversation. This stupid fairy who yaps on stream has a job where she's a specialist. So anyway, one of those things is that I'm fortunate enough to be paid well, so I tend to care more about about my partner bringing time to the relationship and being caring and being thoughtful. And I want to be that too. But if they don't have time for me, what's the point? I don't need that. Even if they throw $1 million at me and they let me drive around in a limo all the time, they hire a driver or something for me and let me fly first class or whatever. If I never get to see them, what's the point? What's the point of dating? I make my own money. I don't need their money. I want their time. And if they don't have time for me, they can leave. So anyway, that's my little ramble. Okay, last couple questions. I think I have to run. Let me just read them really good way to get. Okay, so these next questions, I kind of want to talk about, what is it? Kind of want to talk about these another time just because I want to make sure I give them enough time because they're important questions and I don't think I can talk about them right now because I have to run. I have to hop off. I have to literally leave in 5 minutes out the door, so I need to go change. So I will hop off now. Thank you so much for joining me. The next couple questions, if those are your questions, I'm so sorry I couldn't get to them today. I promise that during the week, maybe not this week, maybe at the end of this month, end of March, maybe we'll do another stream where we just do a yapping stream and talk about maybe some of the things that I mentioned today. If there's anything you guys want to chat about, we can talk about these and I'll try to talk about these a little bit more. For this question about telling your partner that you watch VTubers, yes, just do it. And if they can't handle that you enjoy watching VTubers, that's a them problem. That's it. That's my answer. I'm a nerd and my partner should probably be a nerd like me to some degree. It's okay if they don't love it, but if they are super against it, I don't know if that's gonna work. I am a VTuber. If they're like, oh, I hate VTubers, that's not gonna work. That they hate me. Okay, guys, I'm so sorry. I have to run. I will catch you all soon. Have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. I hope you enjoyed chatting with me. I know I had probably dumb takes. Had a few dumb takes, I'm sure. But I'd love to chat about it another time. But again, please know that the advice I give is just my opinion, right? My opinion, there's no right or wrong in it. It's how I feel about it based on my experiences. Please don't feel like, this is the be all end all or that I'm judging you. That's not at all the intention. This is just my personal experience. And yeah, okay, thank you so much. I'm so sorry I'm running late. Okay, have a wonderful one. Stay chonky. Happy late Valentine's Day. Yeah, okay. Bye.